Insert cards became popular after the launch of the Cricut Joy machine. This is because one of the features of the Joy was that you could insert a pre-folded card into the cutting mat, and the Cricut would only cut the top layer. So this allowed you to do things like this, where it would cut out, it's almost like little windows going through the front cover of the card. Then you took a full rectangle shape and inserted it into these little corner tabs from the inside of the card so that those colors came through those little windows. Well, today I'm going to show you how you can make your own if you don't want to use the already pre-designed ones. I am going to start with the same sort of card that I used for my basic beginner card. And if you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend you go check that one out. So this red piece is going to be the part that we insert from behind. So I'm just going to slide that over there because I don't even need it right now. What I need is the elements that I want to make those little windows from. So there's a couple ways I could do that. I could either go to my shapes and take a score line, for example. And if I rotate that 45 degrees, and then let's make that maybe an inch. So now if I click on that score line and I go to operation here, I can change it from score to cut. So now this would cut just a slit for these the corner of this insert to come through. Another thing I could do is either from shapes, like insert a triangle. That might be kind of cute. Let's do that one. So I could insert these little triangles into all the corners so that the cardstock comes through that space. Another thing we could do is go into images and type in the word corner. And I'm going to filter these to just see the corners that I've either purchased or are uploaded or are free. So now you can see there's a bunch of different corners. Here's one where they have those corner slots all set up for you. I might use that one. Oh, here's some other ones with that same idea. But you could scroll through here and use one of these as your corner pieces. I'm going to add that to my canvas. And it comes in as a basic cut, which is perfect. That's what we want it to do, is cut those little sections. So now I can just place this here and stretch it. And you can see this rectangle doesn't line up with my rectangle, so I'm going to go unlock and stretch it this way. There. So now that will cut those pieces that I need. The next thing I want to do, I could either attach it or I could slice. Let me show you what slice. Slice is going to give me the holes in the card base so I can actually see it and see the window. So let's do that one. I'll hold my shift key and click the corner piece and my basic cut of the rectangle and go slice. So now I can delete this one and this one. And now if I put this behind here, just like I would when I make the card, you can see that that's poking through. I like to be able to see it actually happen. I think that's a nice feature. So I'm going to take the star and the rectangle and slice those. I'm also going to change the color of this paper because I am using a yellow striped paper. Okay, so now let's get rid of the star so we can again see what's going on. What if I want to add some more stuff to that? I can go find some other elements to maybe add right in here. So I went and found some other design elements that I might try to add in here. For this, I really just like the little lines. So I am just going to delete the whole piece that is black. And I really only want the 3 lines on the one side. So I'm going to click on that and hit contour. Contour allows you to turn on and off different elements. So I'm just going to contour out those 2. And then I could place this here. And I am actually going to duplicate that. I like that. And well, let's do another one here. Okay, so now I want to slice those just like I did the other ones so that it shows through my card. You can see it starts to come through. It didn't show up on that side. Okay, let's undo that. I want that piece and this piece. And I'm holding my shift key so that I can select more than one thing from that side panel. There, it worked that time. Okay, so now we get rid of those. Cute. Okay. So now I was thinking it might be kind of cute to put this in here. And let's say arrange to the front. And if I do this, I need the points of those stars that are framed to touch the outer part of the card here, because if I cut them and everything's inside the star, it's just going to cut the whole piece out. But I want that frame to kind of touch so it stays intact. So I am going to turn off this piece because I don't want to mess with it. And I'm going to select all these and say weld. And I'm going to look at that. That's kind of fun looking. Okay, so let's turn that back on. I feel like I need something right here. Let's take that and hit slice again. Using slice really allows you to see where the window through these pieces or these cards is really going to be. You could have used attach to hold things placement and position, but I really like using the slice because it helps me see like this is where the color of the card is going to be, and this is where the color of whatever insert piece I put in here is going to be. Now the last thing I want to do is grab this score line. Let's arrange that to the front, and it's still there, but it is not fully attached to the card. So I'm going to hold my shift key and the base of the card and the score line are both selected, and then I hit attach. Now when I hit make it, you can see that the Cricut is first going to score my score line. Then it's going to cut the card and all those pieces. Then it's going to come back and cut my rectangle, which will be my insert piece. Here is the really cool thing about your insert cards. Once you cut them and take them off of the cutting mat, they're basically done. You just have to insert that piece and boom. Here's a little trick. Turn your mat upside down. So this helps to keep your cardstock from curling. When you peel the cardstock off the mat, it tends to curl. So if you can flip it and pull the mat back from the cardstock, it gets a little tricky in these spots where I have lots of little pieces, but you will find this leaves for less curling of your cardstock. And now I just gotta pop out these little pieces that kind of stuck in here. Now I'm going to take my card, and there's a little score line in there, and let me see if I can get it so I can see the score line. There it is. So I am now going to just fold it right on that score line and crease it real nice, and now my card is all ready for the insert piece. I am just going to flip my card over and insert the corners of that insert piece into the little slots on the card. Did you notice I didn't use any glue or adhesive with this card? That makes it great because all you need is cardstock. Cut your pieces and assemble with no glue required. Now when I flip it over, my card's ready to send. Before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. I love to hear from you.